14, I wanted to be a musician. I already knew my path. I was going to go to Berklee College of Music in Boston, and then go to New York City and become a famous musician. And actually, my life turned out not far from that. I did that exact thing. By 15, I was playing professionally in Tampa, Florida, and by 17, I was playing with men 40, 50 years old. The first gig I did with them tells me this joke about musicians. How do you get a musician to complain? You give them a gig. Here we were getting paid to play music, and great music, and all these guys were grousing about the food or the long set or anything. I couldn't believe it. And I still am so surprised when I get paid to play music, because I love it so much. Just before I forget, every Friday and Saturday, I'm down at Rancho Alegre, which is on MLK and Jones Street. And I do want to thank Don Gardner for inviting me to speak today. Don is a regular guest. Don and Ellie are beautiful people. All right. So I was a musician. I went to Berklee College of Music, graduated. I got a rail pass in Europe, and I traveled all over Europe one summer, and ended up in Barcelona. And they ended up hiring me to be the big band director of the jazz band, teach lessons. And it was an amazing, amazing time. I was teaching all these students. I had 2 weeks to learn Spanish, and I did it. And I traveled all over the country with touring bands as well. So I taught, traveled, saw all of Spain. And then I came back to this country for a short time. I went on the road with the Tommy Dorsey Band, and that was an amazing experience. The band was excellent, really taught me. I had been in the top bands in Berklee, but this band was so good. I thought of it when I took the gig as an old, stodgy thing, but they smoked, and they taught me a lot. And that's life on the road with a 17-piece big band. You're traveling in a Greyhound type of bus every night, a new town. It's a rough existence. So I didn't do it for that long, but my eventual goal was New York City, and I got there in '85. I did every gig you can imagine. My first gigs were with Haitian bands. They'd say, show up at 10 for the gig, and the gig would start at 1 a.m. in Brooklyn. Not kidding. And began teaching quite a bit. When I first got to New York, I had the Haitian gig, and then the gig fell through after a little while, and I went through